bikes turn up to the meeting. There was 22 entered, but I think some of the foreign lot decided to wait till it was only a 2-day meeting, this one, so it might not have been worth it for them to come over for just the 2 days. So there were 17 in total, so that meant there was a bye run for #1 qualifier in the first round, which was about 9:30 on Sunday morning.
The strike, I went too quick actually, 10.75. How the Scots going through.
Now it's got Golly down there, your #1 qualifier. They found him missing 10th last night, the last qualifying run. And the bike looks absolutely better than ever. And they lost it a lot last summer. It's the season now, big spare machine.
This one will be a good one. Phil and Gary. I don't think either of them won. How the ladders fell, it put me and Brett on the blue Hayabusa against each other in round 2. He was supposed to be on a different bike, but last minute it wasn't going to be ready, so they put his booster back together. And obviously with his bike, mine leaves a lot harder than his, but his has got a lot more power on the top end.
drifted to the centre. The fucking mid that was coming down, so I was like,
Mine went to the centre. I think I was a bit off when it came down. But I was like, I left. I was like, oh, he's gone. I was fucking past you, and then you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, I did just literally. You were there,
You pulled around me
and then
again.
it just started going. I was like, no, what do I do now?
I don't know what the fuck. I lifted anyway, but I don't know.
I was like, what do I do? So
I was
it's
well
just,
confused. I thought if I'm past you, I should be alright. But then you come around me again anyway.
Scott's dialed in 960 and Robbie's dialed in 999. Double breakout, we got it by the least. 958 on a 960. Fucking close. Buy into the final.
And Phil Pratt 85, well done Jerry, well done Sky.
Camera roll down. Me and Phil in the final. Nick played him red lit.
What was it?
55.
5. So you're going to be racing your race.
I'm going to change alright.
Like, is it going to be the defending champion or a former champion?
What do you want on the board for the 60? 60, yeah.
Basically, I want my title back. Set for 68, the darling. Set for 55.
We've just got back.
Yeah,
How long
literally.
roughly?
15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering, because he said like 20 minutes, so.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes.
We'll have to get a little jog.
Okay, 774, not quite there. Win margin 0-2 at the strike. Barry Giles. Oh, look at qualifying then.
Get it outside.
Those men there having 50 minutes.
Let's go down the wine, Phil. Come on, Phil. Come on, Phil.
Still raining. Oh. Teasing, isn't it?
held it in 894. God.
Fucking won it. And it was he, Phil. Thank you.
Right, junior track boy. Took it all the way through to the final. Top step at the podium. Great looking machine. Wish the rider was just as good looking as that. Judge, it's Scott Collier! So Phil Pratt then, the runner-up in ET Bike, but Scott Collier taking top step of the podium. And he's got the Cornell family up there as well. So well done then. Phil Pratt, Scott Collier.
Alright, so that's first round, the 2024 National Championship over and done with. The Easter Nationals, I think they called it in the end. We had a really good weekend. You know, no way other about it. It couldn't have gone a lot better for us. Obviously after rebuilding it completely over winter, bike's been in a million pieces, and it did all come together this weekend. We got there Thursday, the weather was horrible, it was like torrential rain when we were on the way down there. We got there and got the pit set up and that, and it was so windy and gusty and horrible, and Orton were flapping around all night. got up on Friday for the test day and it was raining, it had been wet, and it was just horrible and damp and cold, and we thought the weather were going to be a bit dodgy for it, but it was just one of them. We had to see what happened. Obviously I needed to run the bike if we got any issues or what. There was a break in the weather. It'd rain and then stop and then dry it and then it'd rain again. It did end up get running, only for an hour, 2 at most. I think we were the 4th vehicle down the track. We did manage to get one in. That was all we got on the test day, but it was better than probably 75% of the people that entered the test days. It wasn't an amazing pass. It was slow, pulled it down about 5,000 I think off the line, so way too much clutch in it for that day, that time. But it got A to B, it went straight, all the gears shifted, so we were happy with that. We couldn't ask for a lot better. It was a 9.9, there was still a big headwind, I think it was about 20 mile an hour, so we'd made a change to the clutch, took a little bit of spring pressure out of it, and we were going to try that again later on, but obviously we only got the wrong pass. First qualifier, Saturday morning, a lot nicer day, actually quite warm really, you could say it was warm. Not a lot of wind, little tiny headwind if anything, but nothing compared to Friday. We didn't know what that clutch change was going to do, thought we had an idea what it was going to do, and also with the wind change, condition change, I dialed in a 960 all the way through, and we went 968, so we were pretty chuffed with that, to be fair. Bit of a stab in the dark, bit of an educated guess, but it gave us a number 1 qualifying position for that session, so we were well happy. And the clutch change worked, went from a 145 to a 134 60 foot. That's pretty much what it does all the time. So we were still number 1. I was expecting somebody to jump us. I thought somebody would jump us in Q2, but they didn't. So Q3 I thought, well, it's got to happen now. I thought it'd be Phil, to be fair, if I put money on anybody, but it could have been Dave or Gary or anybody like that. I hung back a little bit in the queue just to so I could see what other people are doing. So as I was warming mine up just behind the burnout, Dad came to me and says Phil's just got a 905 on a 90 dial, so 500's off his dial, so he has just jumped us and he's now number 1 position in qualifying. Again, I thought it was going to be Phil, if anybody. If I had to bet, that's who I'd bet on. Again, there was little if any wind, conditions were nice, it cooled down a bit because it was later in the day, so we did bring the dialing down a little bit, thought it might pick up a little bit here. We had a 963 on the board, and last minute I said put 962 on, just a little bit of a buffer. Again, I'm going to try and get dead on it, if not pretty close. I don't want to be breaking out. So 962 dial for the last qualifying session, we were one of the last pairs. I look at the live feed after him, we went to 963.0. So we took the number 1 position back away from Phil again, but annoyingly we would have been perfect if I hadn't changed the dial, but it's one of them, doesn't matter. Good enough for number 1, so that's all that matters really. So there were 17 in total, so that meant there was a bye run for number 1 qualifier in the first round, which was about 9:30 on Sunday morning. Yeah, so we get up Sunday morning, condition change again, it's really cold, there's a fair tailwind, so different to both days so far that we've ran in. We ran it out the back, so yeah, we left a 960 on the dial and we went to 958. So that's the quickest we've gone all weekend, but the conditions were really good. They were pretty much perfect for a naturally aspirated engine. Real good air conditions and a tailwind, so you're going to go faster. So round 2, how the ladders fell, it put me and Brett on the blue Hayabusa against each other in round 2. So it always seems like we end up together quite early on in the ladder. He got the leave, 0.6 of a second, so over half a second. I think I was round him by 60 foot or just after 60 foot, but then he was coming back round me again on the top. So about half track, we were about level, and he did keep pulling away. He went through the finish line in front of me, but I rolled off behind him because I knew that I wasn't that far off my dial. I rolled off and he broke out. So he went to 10.09 on a 10.20 dial. It was a good race. It was fun. You know, it's always good when you're side by side. We got a bit. I think the wheel must have been a bit cocked to the right slightly when it came down. It did drift to the right. So we got through round 2. That put us against Robbie Dobby, who's got a similar bike to us, 1000cc V twin, 7-inch slick and bar bike. So he had 4/10 leave on me. So he left, I left, both left clean, going down, getting the gears, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, catching him, but not enough to get round him. So I did the same again, a bit later this time, got off it, a little bit of brakes, and we both ended up breaking out, but we broke out by the least, so we advanced to round 4. So I think we were 0.15 under the dial, and he was 0.60 something under. So we got through round 3, and how the ladders fell, that gave us another bye run in round 4 into the final. I was over the moon with that. After that pass, I was screaming, I've got no voice now. So we knew we were in the final, we knew there was a bye run before that round. That's it, in the final, we've got one more bye, again, pressure's off then, and you got to worry about the final. The weather, it was like today, it was cloudy and grey and horrible and misty and just grim all day. We was kind of hoping it'd get finished and not just chuck it down at any minute. So we got the bar run out of the way, we just put 9.50 on the dial, and I just ran it out the back, and we went to 9.55. It's another event PB, and it's consistent. I think we ran 3 134 60 foots in a row, and in the final it was Phil Pratt. So it was number 1 and 2 in qualifying, met in the final, and I've never raced Phil in the final. I've raced him quite a few times previous rounds, but never for the final, for the big trophy and for the big points, so that was cool to do. So we knew it was going to be a close race. Obviously Phil's been bang on, he won the perfect ET award in the round before or the one before that, so he was bang on it like he always is. Knew it was going to be a good race, knew I had to give it a bit more on the tree. I'd run 3.16s before that, so I knew I had to get a bit more than that to stand a chance of Phil. So it was me leaving first this time, so 9.60 against, I think he would dial an 8.94, 4.5 tenths red start. I left, thought I left pretty good. It was an 0.96, I think it was, one of my better lights of the weekend, and the best one from elimination day for sure. So we get through, go through the gears, 2nd, 3rd, start looking back, can't see him, 4th, can't see him, get into 5th, look back again, still not there. So I get it into top, lift off, sit up, and we take the win. So I don't know what happened with Phil, he was bang on his dial pretty much, but he was 0.2 something on the tree, which is not like him at all. So that's where it went. We were 9.62 or 3 on a 9.60 dial and an 0.96 light. That was good enough for the win. And yeah, first event back after rebuilding the bike completely, and we take the event win. So can't get any happier than that. It's back to reality tomorrow. See you in the next one.